the questions that I'm frequently asked is how do I come up with skin tones? And skin tones can be a very challenging thing because it's something that um, our minds will recognize as being natural or unnatural just by looking at it more than other things. Um, but as I showed in the Learn to Color Comic Books course, I have a bunch of go-to skin tones in my palettes, which you can see like right here at the top. These are like my go-to skin palettes that I tend to use constantly, and if I need something different, I just modify those. But there are ways to derive your own skin tones for you to use, and I'm going to be adapting that from actually what I was taught when I used to take painting classes back in college. So first what we're going to do is we're going to create a new color palette, color swatches for this. So if your color swatches, if you've made changes that you haven't saved, save it now because we are going to create a new one. So first I'm going to go here to Preset Manager on the color swatches. I hit Select All or Command A and delete. That clears everything, and then done. Now you see we have completely blank color swatches. Alright, now over here in my layers, I've already created a few things that we can derive skin tones from. So here's the first one. And you'll see I've created two circles that overlap here. This one, as you can see in the layers palette here, this one is simulating the paint color for French ultramarine blue, and then the orange on top is cadmium yellow orange. And basically, for creating skin tones, a lot like creating, trying to create browns or tans, you want to basically combine blues, reds, and yellows. And obviously, French ultramarine blue is blue, and then the cadmium yellow orange has yellow and red in it. So we're going to combine these two. Basically, I'm going to just go over here to my cadmium yellow orange layer, and I am going to, on the keyboard, hit 5 to bring down to 50%. And now we have this tone mixed here, which makes a pretty decent dark skin tone. So I'm going to add that to the palette. And now I'm going to adjust this more. I'm going to now hit 6 to go to 60%. And you can adjust the percentage of the opacity of the layers as little as you want. You could go up by 1%, create a whole slow range of tones. But I'm just going by 10% here. So there's another decent tone. So I'm going to add that one. And then I'm going to go to 70. Add that one. Now as you notice, it's getting oranger since I'm increasing the thing to orange. Eventually it's going to get like that one. That one could work, but it's starting to get a little too orange. Let's go to 90%. Yeah, that's very orange. That might not work as a decent skin tone. You could go lower, like 40 possibly. That one's actually not bad. That's pretty good. I'm going to keep it in order, so I'm going to go back to Preset Manager, move that one to the front. There we go. Now, you notice these are pretty dark skin tones here. So if you have a character that you want to start off with a base with a lighter skin tone, something perhaps a bit more Caucasian, you're going to want to lighten this up. And when I was talking about just mixing paint, just to lighten it up, you just add white. So I have this white layer on top, and I am going to put that down. Select it, put that down to 10%. And now we get a slightly lighter one. And let's try 20%. 30%. Yep, and you can see that these skin tones kind of lean to the blue side. Now let's bring that back down to 10. Go over here, go back to 50. 60. Well, actually, no, let's go back to 50. I want to take this one to 20. Let's get that. And 30. And I mean, you can go higher. Again, you can go higher with the opacity of the white layer as well. But again, you're going to start like get like 70%. That's really pale. You probably don't want that as your base tone. All right, so retent. All right, now I'm going to go to 60. Oop. Forgot to switch layers. Okay, 10%. Boom. 20%. 30%. And then, of course, if we do that again with 70, I think you get the idea there. Now I'm just going to show you a few more examples. Because you notice I have 3 skin tones here. So let's turn that one off, turn this one on. All right. Now you notice on this one, I've taken a green. Oh, I didn't change the name of the tones, but this one is actually phthalo green and cadmium red light. I'm just going to go ahead and change that now. Phthalo green and cadmium red light. There. All right. And again, you know, a green has both blue and yellow, and this one's a little bit more red, but it still has both red and yellow in it to make, because it's a little bit orangish, but it's still red. So again, this will still create another variant of skin tone. So again, I'm going to put this one down to 50. You can see that color a little bit more brown than the previous one. 60, 70. All right, and again, you probably could go down to 40 with this one. Yeah, it's starting to turn a little greenish, but it still works. And then again, you can do the, you know, lighten it up with the white. That one, I don't even really like that one. So let's go back up to 50. Yeah, see, there's a lighter skin tone right there. That's 30, so it's 20. 10. Yeah, so there's some more skin tones you can get from that. And then the last example I have here, which combines, it's supposed to be simulating permanent green. Permanent green light and cadmium red medium. Yep, let's turn that one on, turn that off. All right. So again, you can get a lot of the more range of skin tones. 50. Yeah, you can see that first one there. That one's actually a little bit too green. I don't like it. I'm going to remove that one. Let's go 60, 70. All right, now again a little bit redder. And let's go up to 80. See how that looks. That might be a little too red. But again, like I said, you can play around with the opacity, see what you like. and of course add white to it. I'll take this one back down to 50. No, 60. Alright, but as you can see, you have a whole range of different tones that you could potentially use as a base skin tone. And like I said, you can also play around with like different colors. Just remember it should be some combination of blue, red, and yellow, and you'll get a bunch of different tones.